Hi everyone, this is Shahjahan here in front of you with an interesting, important chapter of great in mathematics. Before going into the topic, I always like to suggest my children to follow the few steps. Without wasting the time, let's get into this session. Children, I promise you guys will have the session in detail and we'll cover all the concepts of level 1, level 2 and level 3, which is in the point of view of your board exams. See, I always like to suggest my children like to before you're going to learn anything about, I suggest them to raise four questions themselves. Like the first question, what they are going to learn about. So the first question is what we are going to learn about. That's the first question we should raise ourselves. The second question is whether the topic is new to us or known to us. If it is known to us, what we are going to learn in addition to the previous knowledge. Otherwise, if it is a new topic, then what you are going to learn about. If children, if you raise these four questions to yourself before you're going to start learning anything, it makes the concept very easy and you will feel very comfortable throughout the chapter. So definitely, I promise you it work out. Try once. So well, see, before I'm going to reveal the topic, let me start from the bottom of the concept. Let me go from the beginning. So history of the chapter. Okay, so what do you mean by expression, guys? So expression, let's think in a very general way, so where we use this word generally, expression or facial expression without a verbal communication, the information transfers, like whether they're anger about, like whether they're disappointed or they're happy. So we can come to understand the information just by seeing the facial expression, right? Let's the same way relate this word to our subject as well. The expression here which gives only information. So let me tell you very in detail, so let's take an expression 2x plus 3. So what does it mean actually? It means that 2 times of x is added to 3. So but from we cannot do anything to this expression. So 2x plus 3, just we can read 2 times of x is added to 3. Whereas, see this word, equation. So what is the difference? Let's try to find the difference between an expression and an equation. See guys, equation which gives the result of unknown value. So when an equation forms, if you make the expression equals to something, like my expression 2x plus 3, so I made it equals to 0. Now it has become like equation 2x plus 3 is equals to 0. And I told you that in the statement which gives the result of an unknown value. Let's see whether it is possible or not. See guys, now 2x which is equals to here, let me go in detail. Yeah, now if you see that guys, the plus 3 it comes as here minus 3 and 2 is in multiplication. If I transpose even this, it becomes as division. Now it comes like x is equals to minus 3 by 2. As I told you in the beginning of the topic, equation where we have a possibility to find the unknown values, here we got like x value is equals to minus 3 by 2. I started solving with an equation where it helps me to find the unknown value of a variable x. I got the result of that unknown value at the end as x is equals to minus 3 by 2. Good. Let's see in detail like how equations are classified. A classification of equations. Equations are classified based on degree. So before I'm going to tell the classification, let me tell you what is this degree. The highest power of an equation or an expression is gives the degree of the equation. Well, based on degree, equations are classified like linear equation. The definition of the linear equation is an equation of degree 1. An equation of degree 1 is known as linear equation. and its general form is ax plus b is equals to c, where a is not equals to 0. Why a can't be 0, guys? So did you get that out? Why a can't be 0? See, if a becomes 0, see what happens here. No, the degree, if a becomes 0, the entire term ax becomes 0. Then no where the case of x power, no where the case of degree, so it doesn't exist then. So linear equation, definition of linear equation will be like this: an equation of degree 1 is known as linear equation, and its general form is ax plus b is equals to c. The same way, the next type of equation is quadratic equation. So now hope you can able to define it. An equation of degree 2. General form of it is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Here also a can't be 0, guys, because if a becomes 0, the entire ax square term becomes 0. Then so it won't satisfy the statement of the definition. The next type of equations are cubic equations, like an equation of degree 3, and its general form is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0, and a is not equals to 0 here. So like that, when we do have a biquadratic equations and all. So majorly now I want to stress up with a one particular equation, that is or what. Yeah, that's all about quadratic equation, guys. So this is a topic what we are going to discuss. This is the chapter. What do we have as chapter 4, chapter 3? So in different way, okay. See, before we get into the chapter detail, let we have a look on the concepts. What do we have in this chapter? Welcome to the point of contents. The first topic of this chapter is quadratic equations. Here in this topic, we'll see what is a quadratic equation, how to check whether the given equation is a quadratic or not, and we'll we'll write that we'll write a quadratic equation from an given situation, from a given situation, like so they'll give a situation a statement form. From the situation we need to write a quadratic equation. That's the task. So this topic briefs about all introduction part of the chapter, and here only you're going to practice the major thing of the chapter is like how to write a quadratic equation from the given situation. Because guys, from in the coming topics there we'll practice how to solve it in a different methods. But when you're going to solve an equation by using the methods, you should be sure with that equation first of all, because when your equation is going to be correct, then only you're going to solve the sum correct through the method. Okay, so the second concept of this chapter is solution of quadratic equation by factorization. The third concept of this chapter is solution of quadratic equation by completing square. So when we are talking about the case equations, always our concept is going to be solutions only, because equations are made for what? To find the unknown values only, right? So here all the topics are about solution of equations in different ways. And the last topic, and but not least, the topic is nature of roots. Instead of solving the equation and later telling the nature of roots, and here you will tell, by using this concept, we can tell the nature of roots in the beginning of them, like that, like how the roots are going to be, whether they are going to be equal or unequal or different roots. Like we are going to tell just before solving the equation by using the above methods. Now let's not waste our time, children. Let's we get into the topic. The first concept of the chapter, quadratic equation. As I told you in the last slide, so here the definition of the equation is an equation of degree 2 is known as quadratic equation, and its general form is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where a is not equals to 0. So here, let me tell you the first part what we are going to do in this topic. The first part we are going to focus on the thing how to check whether the given equation is quadratic or not. And the second part of this topic is how to write a equation from the given situation. So let's go to the first part of the topic, how to check whether the given equation is quadratic or not, guys. So here I'm with you example, x minus 2 whole square plus 1 is equals to 2x minus 3. Now I need to tell whether it is a quadratic or not. I know only one statement. If its degree is going to be 2, then I can say it as a quadratic equation. Let me expand, let me simplify this. If you see guys, the LHS part, there you can able to see the term x minus 2 whole square, which is in the form of a minus b whole square, which means a square minus 2ab plus b square, right? Now let's expand x minus 2 whole square in the form of a minus b whole square. We get this x square minus 4x plus 4. See guys, a square in the sense x square, b square minus 2 whole square, b square in the sense 4 minus 2ab, 2 into x into 2, 2 2s are 4, 4 into x. Now the expansion of x minus 2 whole square has come, x square minus 4x plus 4, and let this one come as it is, and the RHS also let come down as it is. See now the equation came like this, and let's simplify this. If you observe this step carefully, you can notice that, so I purposely represented the two different colors. The RHS part also I transposed to the LHS. So check it here, x square minus 4x plus 1 is the LHS part. Now you see the plus 2x comes other side and it has become minus 2x now, and the minus 3 comes other end, it becomes plus 3 now. The entire equation is now like x square minus 4x minus 2x plus 1 plus 3 equals to 0. Let's simplify this even. X square minus 4x minus 2x gives us minus 6x. Now 1 plus 3 is 4 is equals to 0. Now if you see the equation what I got last, x square minus 6x plus 4 equals to 0, the highest power of this equation is 2. So since the degree of my equation is 2, I can conclude that it is a quadratic equation. Hope you guys are clear with the concept, how to check whether the given equation is a quadratic or not. And if not, if you're not clear yet, let me see one more sum here guys. X plus 2 whole cube is equals to x cube minus 4. Here I'm here with the cube expansion now. Okay, if you see the LHS part, you can able to see, which is in the form of a plus b whole cube. The expansion of a plus b whole cube actually is a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. Let's try to expand our LHS form, LHS in this form. X plus 2 whole cube, which means x cube plus 2 cube plus 3x square into 2. Just see here I'm trying to reach you in detail. That's why I've represented each term in different, like a square, that means x square, b in the sense 2. In the next step we'll multiply 3, a in the sense x, and b square in the sense 2 square. See, it gives like x cube, 2 cube is 8, 3 into 2, 6 into x square, 6x square. Now 2 square in the sense 4, 4 into 3 is 12, 12x guys. So finally I got this x plus 2 whole cube as x cube plus 6x square plus 12x plus 8. Now let's go back to our question and replace this x plus 2 whole cube by this equation. See guys, this is the question what we have, x plus 2 whole cube is equals to x cube minus 4. Now after replacing x plus 2 whole cube by this, it becomes like x cube plus 6s square plus 12x plus 8 is equals to x cube minus 4. As like the previous sum, here also let's transpose the RHS to the LHS part, and it becomes like the plus x cube comes here as minus x cube, minus 4 as plus 4, which is equals to 0. Now here guys, plus x cube minus x cube both get cancelled, and what it remains here still, 6x square plus 12x, 8 plus 12 is what, 12. And still we can simplify it still, like 6x square, if we write 12 as 6 into 2x and 12 as 6 into 2, you can see 6 is a common factor in each term, right? So that means I can take 6 also common. Then what is it, what it remains inside, like x square plus 2x plus 2, which is equals to 0, and 6 is in multiplication here guys. If it comes here, it becomes division. 0 by 6 means what? 0. So what I got in the last, like, x square plus 2x plus 2, the final equation what I got here, x square plus 2x plus 2 is equals to 0. Since its degree of x square plus 2x plus 2 equal to 0 is also 2, so I can conclude that it is also a quadratic equation. So I hope you all got clear with the same with that this sum at least. And to get a perfection, let's we see one more example, guys. X cube minus 4x square minus x plus 1, which is equals to x minus 2 whole cube. Okay, see guys, here I've directly substituted, expanded this in the form of a minus b whole cube, which is a cube minus b cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square. That's the expansion of a minus b whole cube actually. Now let's transpose the LHS RHS part to LHS. X cube minus 4x square minus x plus 1 is equals to x cube, like see 2 cube in the sense 8, 6, 3 into 2 6x square, 3 into 4 12x. Now we'll bring them all to the LHS part. X cube minus 4x square minus x plus 1. If the plus x cube comes in other end, it becomes minus x cube minus 8 as plus 8. The minus 6 over 6x square becomes plus 6x square. The plus 12x comes as minus 12x. Now, what can we able to get cancelled here? Plus x cube minus x cube. Now come, let's focus on the x square terms detail. Minus 4 plus 6. So I know that plus 6 minus 4 is what? 2x square. And let's focus on the x terms now. Minus 1x minus 12x. If you take them both that way, minus 1 minus 12 gives us minus 13x. And the last constant terms 1 and 8. 1 plus 8 is what? 9. So here my equation has come like 2x square minus 13x plus 9 equals to 0. Since the degree of this equation is also 2, I can conclude this is also a quadratic equation. So guys, till now we have discussed three good examples like how to check whether the given equation is a quadratic or not. So now let's move to the second part of this concept, how to write a quadratic equation from the given situation. Let's see an example of it. So here I'm with a just simple statement. The product of two positive consecutive integers is 306. We need to find the integers. Guys, I'll tell you how to understand a statement based question first. Read the question for twice or thrice and identify the terms from which word is telling the entire theme of the question. If you observe here, the product of what? Of two positive consecutive integers. So here the question is all about product of two positive consecutive integers. So let's focus on this first. What are those two positive consecutive integers? So before we going to understand that concept, let me tell you an easier way by taking an integer 1. So if 1 is a number, what is the consecutive number of it? As we all know that it's nothing 2. How do we get this 2? Just by adding a 1 to the previous number 1. So what is the consecutive of 2 then? It's just 3. How do we get the 3 here? By adding 1 to the previous integer 2. So in the same way, if x is an integer, what is the consecutive of it? X plus 1. The other consecutive of x plus 1 is x plus 2. So now, according to the question, let me take two consecutive integers. Here I'll consider the two positive consecutive integers are x and x plus 1. Okay guys, now let's get into the question now. So what is the given here in the question? Product of x and x plus 1. After we assuming x and x plus 1 are the consecutive integers, according to the statement, their product is should be 306. Let's see what does it mean actually. X into x plus 1, which is equals to 306. Now let me multiply the LHS part X into x gives me x square. X into 1 is x, which is equals to 306. Let's bring this 306 to the LHS part. Now equation becomes x square plus x minus 306 is equals to 0, which is already in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. So here I got my quadratic equation. This is the way, children, how to form a quadratic equation from the given situation. So hope you all clear with this, and with one more example, we will try to understand the concept in detail. Like, so level two, you can assume this question as even consider this as a level two. It's just a little complicated than the previous. Here the question is all about Rohan's mother is 26-year older than him. The product of their age after 3 years will be 360 years. We need to find Rohan's present age, guys. So guys, these kind of questions are very, very important for board exam, and as well, not only for the board exam, for any kind of competitive exams. These kind of questions are very important, and we need to get trained in that level how to analyze the question in short form. So as I suggest you read the question for twice. Once again, let's go back to the question. Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. So the product of their age after 3 years will be 360 years. We need to find Rohan's present age. Here I have represented the characters in a different color. See, here there are two characters. One is Rohan's mother, other one is Rohan. And the question is all about Rohan's age and his mother age. And the question started with Rohan's age, like, Rohan's age is like, now let assume Rohan's present age as X years. If Rohan's age is X years, then what about his mother age? According to our data, Rohan's mother is 26-year older than him. Now, Rohan is X. Then what about his mother? Then his mother is going, his mother age is going to be X plus 26. As like Rohan, if Rohan's age is 3 years, like how his mother is age is going to be 29, like the same way. Now we assume Rohan's age as X, then his mother age will be X plus 26. Is that is enough to solve the sum? Is that is what a required thing what we need actually? Read the question detail. We don't want the present age to multiply. That's the relation they have given. The product of their age when after 3 years. This would makes the question detailed. Like, so now what we need to find here, we need to find the age of Rohan and his mother after 3 years. That's the main task. 3 years later, after 3 years, Rohan's age will be what? It's going to be x plus 3. Obviously, now he is x years. After 3 years, x plus 3. And his mother age is going to be, then Rohan's age will be x plus 3 and his mother plus 26. That's it. So in every case, the statement will be same. Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. That means after 3 years also x plus 3 plus 26. Now her age is going to be then x plus 29. Now these two are the required things what we need. The product of these two, like, x plus 3 and x plus 29, these two expressions what we need. Given that the product of their age after 3 years will be 360 years, let me multiply this x plus 3 into x plus 29, which is equals to 360. Guys, so what I noticed with my students, with them, many of my students, like, they feel very difficult to multiply the expressions. Here we have a logic here. Let's take them. See, okay, here the alignment little different. Okay, guys, I'll try to manage it here where it is. Yeah. Let's take this x as first term, 3 as second term, and x as the third term, and 29 as the fourth term. What I'm telling you, multiply first term into third term plus first term into fourth term. The same way, third term, second term into third term, second term into fourth term. Then you'll get the answer like, see, let me explain you in detail, like x into x gives you x square. The same way, x into 29 gives you 29x. Now 3 into x gives you 3x, and 3 into 29 is 87, and this 360, let it get down as it is. Now, after simplifying this equation, still x square 29x plus 3x, the total is what? 32x. And 87, the plus 360 comes here, it becomes minus 360. 87 minus 360 is minus 273. Now here we got the quadratic equation, guys. X square plus 32x minus 273 is equals to 0. So this is the way how we write a quadratic equation from the given situation. Guys, in this session, we completed the first topic of the chapter, quadratic equation. In that, two types of questions. If the equation is given, how to check whether it is a quadratic equation or not. The second part of the topic is, if a statement is given, from the statement, how to write a quadratic equation. Hope you all understood the concept well. So in the next video, I'll be come back to you with a new concept, fact solution of quadratic equation by factorization. See you all then.